in, which is the numbers and different progress areas. And then here we have built in a scroll bar for interactive analysis. And you have the starting value and the ending value. And then you have the tasks completed. This is the percent number of tasks that are in progress or completed or not yet started. And then you have the tasks progress. 44% of the tasks are completed until this date. And actual versus budget. This is the amount spent during the time. And then you have the total amount of budget and the actual amount spent during this period of time. And here at the bottom, you can see for each project and each task, what is the status? Is it done or it is in progress? Or these are the days completed for this project, and these are the days in progress, and this has not yet started. So this will come in the later on in the progress time. I actually have a completed version of this dashboard also. So it's better if I show you the actual completed version. Here we have the different projects. Alpha, we have projects alpha, beta, delta, epsilon, and gamma, and zeta also. So these are our projects, and these projects, each project has a different task levels. Project alpha has 9 tasks, and instead of putting the task names, I just put task 1, task 2. Project beta has also 9 tasks. Project delta has only 7 tasks. Project epsilon has 8 tasks. Gamma 5 tasks, and zeta only 5 tasks. Then we have the different project managers who are assigned to different tasks. Like Harrison is assigned to task 1 for all projects. You can see in all projects, project 1 is Harrison's project. And in epsilon, task 1 is Ashton's task. We have the names of the managers who are responsible for all these tasks. Harrison, Maya, Ashton, Wyatt, Lena, and that's all. These are the managers who are responsible. Then for each project, we have the start date, and we have the end date, and the duration. And duration is number of days it would take to complete the project. And these number of days are just calculated simply with the help of deduction from the end date to start date. As from end date, you deducted the start date, and that gives you the number of days. And then you have the number of days completed. How many days have completed in this time frame? What is the budget expenditure progress? And then what is the total amount of budget? What is the actual expenditure so far? And here you can see the first set of slices or interactivity. This is for the sake of for different projects. If you want to see the project alpha only, you click on this and you have the progress for project alpha only. Here it gives you the progress for project beta, project delta, epsilon, gamma, and zeta. So all the projects, you can see the entire dashboard responding to the project that you select. Everything is now showing you the progress of project alpha only. Or if I go to epsilon, this is the entire progress of project epsilon. And I can go back to my entire dashboard. Now, the next slicer here, this is giving you the progress of each manager. So let's say you want to see the progress of Ashton. Here are all the projects assigned to Ashton. This is the complete situation. There are 9 tasks assigned to Ashton. 5 are in progress. 4 have been completed. And this is the total task completed. And this is the total budget that is completed, that is spent by Ashton. And this gives you the total numbers in both situations. This is Harrison, this is Lena, Maya, and Vayat. So each manager's progress you can see, and you can track on almost daily basis. And then you have this starting date, which is the beginning of your data set, 11 September 2023, and your data is ending on 30th October 2023. So this is the start and end of your data. So if you scroll down, you can see your Gantt chart moving accordingly. On 11 September, there's only one project, which is Harrison is responsible for that. And this is in Project Delta, which has started, and the progress is initiated on this. And here you can see the dates. This is 11 September, 12 September, 13 September. Now, if I move this scroll bar one step, now you can see now next date is 12 September, 13, 14. So the dates have started moving in response to the movement in my scroll bar. So this is the kind of interactivity that we are trying to create in this dashboard. And you can see on which date, which projects are at what stage. For example, when I reach 30th September and 1st October, uh, most of the projects are uh, in this blue phase, or they are in this green phase, which haven't started yet. So 32 are completed, 11 are in progress, and the rest have not started yet. So this is the interactivity that we want to see on any given point in your dashboard calculation or in your dashboard timeline. You will understand. You can slice and dice your data accordingly, and that is the kind of interactivity we want. Uh, Again, this is not the only possible way of showing progress on your dashboard, but you can have multiple ways. And as I said, it's only your imagination that limits the uh, uh, presentation that you want to make. We have some data, and here you can see there are some calculations. We have made some calculations here, and this is our data. We will go through the process step by step, and we will create this dashboard. Any questions or comments? Anybody wants to say anything? Fareed, where are you joining from?
From Washington.
From Washington. Very far away. Very far away. What is it?
Where are you located?
I'm in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, okay. Where in Saudi? Jeddah.
I'm in Dammam.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I lived
You
in
know Saudi, that means?
I
That
lived
means
in
you know Saudi.
yeah.
Okay, very good. All right. It must be very early in the morning in Washington, right?
No, it's 9:30.
Okay, not that early. All right. Okay. So yeah, we have this project dashboard file. This is the sample again. I've given you the tour of this uh, dashboard that we are going to create. Uh, on this sheet, we'll create this dashboard. You can see it's completely a blank sheet. There's no trick hidden behind it. And here is our data. Uh, Bear with me. I have to rely on some data from the internet files, and this is the brief data that have downloaded. So I'm going to use this data for creation of our dashboard. The very first step that I always recommend is to convert your data into an Excel table. And the reason behind that the first interactivity that we want to create on any dashboard is that any new data that is received, once you paste this data on this sheet, it should automatically update your dashboard. Your dashboard should incorporate the data automatically without having to change your visuals that you have created for your dashboard. And the trick behind that is that you convert your data into an Excel data table. And this is the capability of Excel data tables, that anything that is placed on the side or at the bottom of your data table becomes part of the data table. And that automatically then travels through to your visuals, and your dashboard gets updated also. For example, we have these projects up to Zeta, but if you have, if you tomorrow was to add two more projects, and those projects are added into your dashboard, into your data set, then this data set will automatically update if it is converted into a data table, and that will also automatically follow through to your dashboard. So let's do this first step and convert the data into a table. Uh, Here we have a day, and this column does not have a heading. So let's put a heading to this column, and this is the day. Because all other columns have headers, and this column without the heading was not looking good. By the way, this day is automatically generated from this date adjacent to this year. And the function that we have used here is text. And from this value, which is a date on 27th of September 2023, it was Wednesday. And that's the date we have here. And this DDD, if you put 4 times, that gives you the full day name. If you want abbreviated day name, like if I use 3 times D, that will give me 3 letters abbreviation of the day name. And if I put DD 2 times, that will give me the day number in a week, like it's day 1 or day 2 or day 3. So I put the heading. Duration also is 10 days. This is the start day of the project. This is the duration, and this is your end date. Now, end date is interesting. We have put a formula here, which is Workday International. And what does this Workday International do? It will add the number of working days to the start date, and that will give you the final end date of the project. Why we are using Workday International? We could have used Workday function also, but this Workday gives us a flexibility that you can choose the weekend. Uh, the first uh, date in this dashboard, in this data set, is the start date, which is the start date of the project. What is the number of days? These are the number of days required, and we want to use these number of days as working days only. And the next requirement here is the definition of the weekend. If I just remove this one, here is the list of days. If your weekend is Saturday and Sunday, which is a normal international weekend, most countries in the world have this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, you can choose one. But if you are working on a project and your company is in a special situation, you have Sunday and Monday as weekends, or Monday, Tuesday, or if you are in countries like Saudi Arabia, where weekend is Friday and Saturday, you can choose number 7. And after 7, there are the choices. If some countries and some companies may have only one day weekend. So if the weekend is only Sunday or Monday or Friday or Saturday, whatever the situation, you can choose that, and Excel will automatically exclude only those days from the weekend calculation, total days calculation, and not the other weekend. So your weekend applicable can be different. If I use the workday function without this .intl, it would automatically assume that the weekend is Saturday and Sunday. Not It will not give us a lot of options. So I have used this Workday International just for the sake of getting more options. What is the weekend? But I'm going to choose only one, just to keep it in line with most countries in the world. And with this, I have the next value that we have used in this function is holidays. And the holidays, generally speaking, you could specify the dates which are holiday if they're falling in between this time frame. What I have done in this file, I have, let me see if I have a defined name range. And here is my defined name range. This defined name range is in this workbook U1 to U11. Let's try to go to U1 to U11, and here is the dates. These are the holidays in this calendar. In 2023, in Saudi Arabia, these were the days of holidays. Now, what this function will do, it will add, if when I'm calculating my end date, if any of the days from this and completion of 10 days is falling on either a weekend or on a holiday which is specified in that holiday name range, uh, Excel will not count that day as a working day, and it will skip to the next day for your completion of the task. So this function is giving you the end days of the project. Days completed. Again, here is a function, and this function is calculating if D2, which is this date, is greater than T1. In T1, I have assumed a date. This is the date on which we are testing the project, that how many days have completed until this date. So the date of this dashboard is 28th of September 2023. So until that date, if your project, sorry, this is days, yeah, okay. So if D2 is greater than T1, that means 0, that you will give it 0. Otherwise, Network International and D2 and DS1. This will calculate the number of days completed until that day. And this column is generated from that formula. This is your progress, which is number of days completed and total duration. So this will give you the completion. This is your budget, and this is your actual expenditure. Actual expenditure on this particular task until the day we are completing this budget with this dashboard. So my first task, what I want to do, I want to convert this into data table. The shortcut for that is Control T, and this is very important to check this box. My table has headers. If I don't check this, all the headers will be lost, and Excel will put column 1, column 2 as headings. Otherwise, the first row will be considered as headers, and whatever is appearing after the first row, that will become part of the data that you are going to work with. And when I say OK, my data is now converted to Excel tables. Uh, this is a very small data set that we are using, only about 44 lines, 44 rows of data. But uh, your data can be as many rows as you want. You can have 46,000 rows also, and you can summarize that in your dashboard very easily. So what I've done so far, I just introduce you with the data, how this data is generated. We have the tasks, task start date. This is just the day. What is the duration of the task or the duration of completion? You'll find the end date. How many days have completed so far? What is the progress in terms of days? And you have budget and actual expenditure on this project so far, on this task so far. Let's try to set up the ground for this dashboard. And our first task that I want to do, I want to start with, is the preparation of my uh, ground for this dashboard. My first banner is this area, which is the top part of my dashboard, and I want to show this as my starting of the work. So if I select my row 1 and I will change this because I want to type this banner headline project progress. So I want to change the row height of this row to 35. Row height for 30. Let's see, let's go with 35. So that's our row height. Then row number 2 and 3 and maybe 4 also. These rows, let's change the row height again. What's the normal row height? Row 3, 3, and 4. 23. This is 13.2, by the way, the normal row height. I will place in these rows, I will place these slicers. So this is where I will put my dashboard control buttons, which are slicers for this purpose, and row number 4. Okay. Now this row number 5, I will use for these headings of the uh, tasks that I have, project and tasks and managers. So I'm going to change this to 21. Yeah, 21 or 22. So that's my row height. My dashboard actually is going to sit all the way from here up to maybe up to 50. So this is the area which is going to be relevant. Uh, I want to change the background of this area, and I will take some extra cells. I've seen people, they select the entire rows and change the background if they want to. But if I do that, it will go all the way to the last cell in this dashboard. And that column in the last column is uh, FDZ. That is the heading of the last column, which is too far away from this place. So what I recommend, only uh, cover the area that is going to be visible for your dashboard. Because even if you change the background color, that adds to the file size. And uh, naturally, when you are creating dashboards, you are putting certain formulas and calculations on your dashboard. This becomes the file becomes heavy, and the updation and refresh of the data takes time then. So it is not it's not a best practice to change the background unnecessarily. So I will stick up to the column Z, I will change the background to kind of this blue color. So this is my starting point. I want to write my banner headline. This is project progress. And this project progress, let's make it like 22 and convert the font to white, make it bold. This is our dashboard title. And here is space that we have created. We are going to place the slicers. In this cell, we are going to start bringing in the data. This data is going to be a pivot table based on this data table. One thing I would like to recommend, and I always recommend to do, once you've created a table, Excel will give this table a name itself. And the name of this table is table 1. But if you are creating multiple tables, it very soon it will become kind of difficult to understand what is in table 1, what is in table 2. So you should write a name for each table that you can by seeing the name of the table, you can understand what kind of table this is and what kind of information this table contains. So if I say uh, progress data, progress, oh, it was not progress underscore, and this is my practice. Whenever I'm naming a table, I put underscore TBL for this name. You can skip that if you don't like, but I like if when I'm writing a name of a table, I do put this TBL at the end. That uh, that reminds me that this is a table because I generate some name ranges also. So when I have created this name, if I go to my formula tab and if I see the name manager, now you have two names here. One is holidays. Now this holidays is a range of cells, but progress underscore TBL, this automatically tells me this is a table that I've just created and named this table. Now within this table, if I go to table design, I want to create a pivot table and I can either go to my insert cell, insert bar, and I can go to create pivot table from here, or I can stay in table design and I can go to summarize with pivot table. That will give me the capability to summarize this data in the pivot table. From this point onwards, both ways, the progress would be the same. If I go from the insert tab or if I go from this summarize with pivot table, we will reach both from both points. We'll reach here and we will start at the same place. Now, generally speaking, uh, I recommend that all pivot tables should be placed on new sheet and each pivot table should be on a separate sheet and there should be no duplication of sheets in terms of duplication of pivot tables. uh, More than one pivot table on one sheet is not recommended because when your data grows, your progress changes and your pivot table also grows, and the if you have put pivot table more than one pivot table on one sheet, then they may start interfering with each other. So this is again a best practice that you put only one pivot table on one sheet and no more than that. However, we have an assigned sheet here because we want to build a dashboard on this dashboard sheet. So I'm going to use this existing worksheet And on this existing worksheet, I'm going to assign this cell, which is dashboard A6. This is my assigned cell for starting point of my dashboard. When I say OK, here we have the anchor position of our pivot table. And we have on this side, we have the tasks or the headings. These are your pivot table fields, headings of all your columns in your data. And these headings are going to be used as our pivot table fields. We can start with, uh, you want to start with the project name, then all our projects are there, alpha, beta, delta, epsilon, gamma, and zeta. There are tasks. Each project has its own tasks. So that list is created. Then you will have the task manager. If I put the manager name, under each task, we have the name of the manager. Then we have the start date of the project. We have the uh, end date of the project. We can put duration. And then we have the end date of the project. And these dates are not showing anywhere. So we'll see why the dates are not showing. Yeah, here are the dates under the task, which is not going in the right direction. But we'll see what we can do with this. Start and end. This is again two values added here, but we will take care of this. Days completed. We need days completed, and then we need progress, and we have budget, and we have actual. This is kind of pivot table that we are getting, and this is not the right kind of pivot table. We need to convert it like that. We want to see the name of the project, then we need to see the tasks, the name of the manager, start date, end date, duration. So let's look at the table possibilities. We have entered all the information that we needed. We have the project names, task names, and we have the start date and duration and days completed, progress, start, sum of budget and budget and actual numbers. All this is done here, and we have a grand total at the end also. Now, I don't need any more numbers from this pivot table fields. I'm going to close this. We can bring it back when we need it. Uh, we can go to pivot table analyze and bring the fields list back if we need it. But for the time being, we don't need this list. So let's close it and go to our pivot table. And let's try to structure this pivot table in the format that we have this sample here. So the first thing that I want to do, I will go to pivot table design. And in pivot table design, I want to subtotals. First of all, I don't want to show subtotals. You see here you have alpha and you have subtotals of this. So do not show subtotals. We don't need subtotals. And we want to have the report layout. And I want to go to tabular layout. Now we have something looking like our dashboard that we wanted to see. We have the project name, we have the task, and we have the manager name and starting date and days. Uh, and but this is giving us some kind of a funny look in September and all that. We will take care of this also. But we have the durations, days completed, and progress, and some budget and total. Now, we need to do something about this sum of duration and sum of days completed, because by default, Excel uh, puts these values as sum values. So we don't want to use this sum of values. I want to change this title, and instead of sum of duration, I want sort of duration only. And this duration, if I use the word duration only, Excel does not allow me to have this title, because it is one of the headings in my original table, and Excel will not like to use the same column heading in a pivot table also. So what we are picking Excel, instead of deleting the full items, I just left one space before the duration. So that way I can trick Excel to use the duration as column heading. I will do the same uh, for all my uh, column headings. I'm just removing the word sum of, and I'm just leaving one space before the column heading. We have budget and we have actual. All right, so we have done that. Now we need to uh, change our dates. Now dates are why they are looking like that, because if I bring out the value fields again, you can see if date is there, automatically it puts a date hierarchy in the pivot table. We have start date and end date, but Excel is trying to put some date hierarchy into this pivot table. Now we have to change that. And if I go to my dates somewhere here, and if I go to ungroup, that's what we are actually looking for. We don't need any grouping of the dates. We need each date as an individual date. So we have these dates now. We have the start date and end date, duration, days completed, progress, budget, and all those things. And this is the kind of data that we are looking for. But in this data, you still have some items which are not uh, looking according to our dashboard. You see, you have tasks and you have manager names, but in this dashboard, you have the expand and collapse buttons. These expand and collapse buttons are in this tasks and the manager name and in the dates also. So we will remove these expand and collapse buttons. And if we go to our pivot table analyze and just uncheck this, these buttons are now gone. Now our data is looking like our sample dashboard. This is our data that we are going to work with, and we are going to construct the rest of the dashboard with. But let's, we cannot expand it like this because it will expand according to this project progress size. Now I'm just trying to squeeze as much as I can. This gamma and epsilon as the largest names. I'm just squeezing the column size to fit manager, start date, end date, duration, days completed, progress, budget, and actual. So all this done, our first pivot table is ready, and we have to now construct the rest of the dashboard on this pivot table basis. Uh, there are a few things that we would like to achieve. Uh, pivot table has a tendency generally to uh, change the size when you update your data. If the data is updated, pivot table will resize the columns. We don't want that to happen. Our columns should not update or re-update. So we are going to fix these column widths, and you are going to remove the auto fit option actually in our pivot table. But before I do that, although these numbers are comma separated, and actually I don't need to do anything, but many times these numbers uh, do not match with the formatting of your original data. If you have to change the formatting, then in that case, what you should be doing, you should go to value field settings and go to number format and change the number format from here, not the normal number formatting which is available in Excel, because this is kind of in pivot table formatting done from the regular uh, formatting space uh, is volatile formatting, and it doesn't really follow the if the pivot table updates, this formatting may be lost. So the best practice would be that if you have to change the formatting or the formatting is not to your liking, then go to pivot table field settings, value field settings, number format, and use the formatting from this place rather than the regular Excel formats. Uh, I want to go to my pivot table analyze and go to options, and inside options, uh, where I want to auto fit column width on update, I'm going to uncheck that. And that way, if even if my data that I enter, new data that that may come in, even if that data is larger in size, my pivot table will not resize in that case. So my pivot table is now complete. My data is all ready for working. So let's start putting kind of visuals uh, to uh, match what we are going to see in our dashboard. The first visual appeal that I want to create is this. These are the progress bars in our progress area. How much progress has been achieved and how much progress uh, is still pending. If I go to my progress bar, in this progress bar, let's select the table, the whole column, and let's go to conditional formatting. And here we want to enter data bars, and the data bars that we want to enter are these data bars. This gives you the progress. And you can choose any color or anything that you want, but you can see this is your 20%, 25%, 35%. You can have different selection, the color of different bars. You want to go with different bars. That's your choice. But generally, uh, the kind of dashboard color that I'm choosing, I'm going with the red and blue theme. So let's select one of them. Maybe red will be more prominent, or in this case, because most of our dashboard is going to be red and blue. So this is your first visual that we created. You can easily see this. You can put this kind of color coding in any of your reports that you generate based on Excel, and this gives a very quick reference. This is going to close to 100%. So you can see the color of the cell can also tell you the kind of progress that you have achieved in that range. So with this, we we are going to create some let's create some slicers and put them in place here. These slicers I'm looking at, and these slicers are going to help us in slicing and dicing our data. So we have a pivot table, and we want to base our entire data selection on this pivot table. So if I go to pivot table analyze, and here is the insert slices. Now, if I click on this insert slices, it asks me what kind of slices I want to add. I want to add by manager name, and I want to add by project name, project and manager. These are the two slices that I want to add. So if I go with these two slices, here are the slices that we are looking at. And I want to put the slicer here. And my first action that I want to create this slicer is it how many columns. This is 6 columns, but the slices I have is 1 column and 6 rows. So I can change this slicer format here. It says 1 column, and uh, if I convert it to 6 columns, it will become 6 column slicer. And I want to generate kind of, here is my slicers, and this is my first slicer, and this is done based on the uh, name of my project. The second slicer, I'm going to convert to uh, by manager, and I want this to be, again, these are 5 managers, so I will convert this to 5 columns, and I want this to fit in up to this area, which is based on the uh, which is on top of my uh, data. So or pivot table, I want to make the names a little more visible. Okay. Now with this done, they are not, they're automatically linked with my pivot table. Sometimes when you add the projects, when you add slicers, because I had let my cursor be in this data, so these slicers are automatically linked with this data. But if I just create another slicer, for example, I create another slicer by the name of manager. I'm not now inside this pivot table. If I insert another no, I cannot insert a slicer if I'm outside of a pivot table. But if I create a new pivot table now, that pivot table will not be linked with these slicers. So I will have to link it with the new pivot table also. So here it says assign uh, report connections. So you can connect one slicer to multiple pivot tables. Here we have only one pivot table in this sheet, in this entire file so far. So we have connected it with this pivot table because we want this pivot table to be our master source of updating the data and our entire dashboard. So having done that, uh, I just want to make them uh, visibly uh, look the same size. And for that, I am selecting both the slicers. Uh, First, hold down Control and select both of them. Go to Format, and I want them to be aligned at the top. And first, I'm going to change the width. The height is 0.23. Let's make it 0.25. And this one also, I want to make it 0.25. So they should look symmetrical, and I want them to be slicers. I want to align them at the top. So they should be aligned at the top. And now if I move one, you see I can move the slicer. But what I want them to become one entity. I don't want them to be looking separately and moving separately. So I will align top, and I'm going to group these together. So when I group them, now you see I cannot select one slicer separate. I can, but they become one group now. So if I move, both slicers should move together. And that's what I want to achieve. You see, both of them are moving together now. So they have become one unit. I can also stop this movement if I go to size and properties. In properties, I will say log aspect ratio and properties, move and size with cells, or don't move and size with the cells. Move and don't size with the cells, or don't move and size with the cells. So you can check what kind of properties you want for this, but I'll just this is enough for the time being. I will continue with the rest of the progress. We have done the basic structuring of our dashboard, and we have done the basic interactivity part. And you can see that this is our data is completely responding to our selection, and this data is going to feed into the rest of the visuals on our dashboard. So this is what we wanted to achieve. Now, the second thing I want to put on this now is the starting point and ending point of my data. And the starting and ending point, I want to be able to I will get this minimum and maximum date from my data. So if I go to my data set, you can see the starting date is either, I think it is 27th of September. No, it's 20th of September also. And end date, I don't know. But I don't want to leave it on guess. What I'm going to do here, if I just say is equal to, and I will put the minimum function, min, and where I want to put this min function on the uh, column, which is the uh, start date. This is the start date column. On this start date, this is the minimum date that I can get. So 11th of September 2023 is the smallest data that I have in my dashboard. Then I want to put the largest date on my dashboard. So if I put the max function here again, and this max function I'm going to apply on the end date. So the duration of this dashboard start and end will be defined by these two dates. This is the beginning. The dashboard is starting from this date, and dashboard is ending on this date. But now these two dates, these are not the dates that look like in this position. So what I'm going to try and achieve, I want to achieve this format. So let's try and do that. I'm going to insert a shape, and the shape I want to bring in is this text, and this text I'm going to draw here, and inside this text box I want this date. And because I want this date to be interactive, if I add some more data to this dashboard, if I remove some data from this dashboard, I want this date to be automatically updating. So if I go to my formula bar, say is equal to, and I select this cell where I enter this formula, hit enter, you will see that date appears in this cell. Okay. Now I can change the format of this date, and the format which I want to achieve should appear in this. It is 18 September. If I go to date and format, more formats, and this is the date format I want to achieve. So this is 14 September. 11 September 2023 is the date. Now I am going to make this format a little more uh, prominent and easy. Uh, Size is already, the font is there, Arial. I like Arial. If I make it like 12 and make it bold, I will resize it a little bit. And I want this to be white font color. And I want to fill with the same color as I have. And there is a kind of outline of this shape. I go to shape format and I will select no outline. This gives me this is actually a visual now. It's not the same as date representation, but if the date changes, this will automatically change. And I want to make it visually centralized, and I'll just pull it up here and cover this date. So this is my first start date of the dashboard. And this date, I will do the same, but I don't want to repeat everything. So I want to make a copy of this. How do I make a copy of this? Just hold down Control button and press D, and that becomes a replica of the same. All I need to do is I need to change the reference cell from which the data is being picked. So this is my reference cell, but I will have to reformat this, and this reformatting I can do with the help of this format painter, and that format painter is now giving me the same format, and I will change the format of this date, and I want the same as previous formats. So this is it, 30th October. So we are starting with 11th September, and we are ending on 30th October. Let's select both of them, go to shape format, and for both shapes first, I want them to be the same format. Height should be, they are the same actually, 0.034, but I'll make it 0.035. The second one also 0.035. And because the second shape is created as a replica of the first one, both are same width. Selecting both of them together, go to shape alignment and align the top. Here I aligned the slicers. Now this time I'm aligning the shapes, and having aligned both the shapes, now we have the start date of the data and end date of the data. And the way I'm creating this, anytime there is a change in our data, that will automatically reflect on this face of our dashboard, and our data and our structure will automatically be updated. Now is the time to enter that scroll bar. This scroll bar you can bring in from this developer tab. For all of you, who do not see this developer tab in their Excel, it's easy. Just go to and your expand just customize the ribbon, and in this customized ribbon you will see this developer tab. If it is not checked, just check it and press OK, and you will get your developer tab. And in this developer tab in the middle here, you have this, I call it a treasure chest or a briefcase like situation. If I click on that, insert, here you see this up and down arrows. This is the scroll bar. So if I click on this, I can draw a scroll bar in this range in between these two dates that I have just drawn. And this is the scroll bar I was looking for. And the scroll bar has the ability to scroll up and down. And now this scroll bar will be used as creating the interactivity in this area of the dashboard where you have the dates and the this shadow area of the days. Every day you can see the progress on your dashboard, what is happening on this day in each project or in each task. But this scroll bar by itself will not do much. This scroll bar has to be linked with some cell, and then this will only do the magic. So let's create one cell which will link this scroll bar to some of our data places where we are going to place this number. Uh, and I will select any cell here. This where we don't need to see that number, but I'm thinking, should I place it inside somewhere or outside? I have nothing in this cell uh, I. So let's link this cell I with the score bar. I type this project progress in cell A. Okay, I can put it in C also. So let's link this scroll bar to cell C. Okay, one more thing that I want to do. I want to link format control. The current value is 12. So let me first move it back to the base starting value. Now let's go to format control. Now starting value is 0. Current value is 0. I want the minimum value to be 1, and I want the maximum value to be 31. Why 31? Because I want to see 1 month in progress, and the maximum number of days in a month are 31. So this is the reason I'm putting 31. Now, minimum value should be 1, and current value should be, I'll assign it to 1, and maximum value 31 days. Then incremental change is 1. Every time I click on either side of the scroll bar, that changes the number by 1. And the page change, because I'm working with dates, so if I click anywhere on the scroll bar, it should take a jump. By default, it says 10, but because I'm working with dates, I would say take a jump of 7, which is the number of days in a week. So this is the value of the numbers that we are talking about. But I want this result to be reflected in, let's say, column C1. And if you see in C1, the number is 1, but this is now hindering our progress. So I don't want to be in 1. I will put it in I1 because that is where there's no hindrance. So I'll undo that and again go to format control, and the cell I want to minimum current value 1, minimum 1, maximum 31, and incremental change 7. Oh, 1 only. And this page change is 7, and assigned cell I will make it I1. Now you can see this 1 in column in cell I1, and if I click on this dashboard, on the scroll bar, you can see the number changes. If I click on the bar, the number takes a jump of 7, and it goes from 1 to 8, 8 to 15, 22, back to 15. So this takes a jump, and if I click on either side of the scroll bar, it just moves by a number each. So what I want to achieve in this, I just want to uh, push it down one more step. Instead of I will make it to, I'll leave it here, but later on I will push it down so that it gets hidden under this uh, under the slicer. But I'll leave it like that here for the time being. Now we have created the basic structure of our dashboard. The next thing that I want to create is the dates in this range, and then we will start looking at the numbers to uh, uh, fill in the charts. Wycliffe, you want to say anything? Your mic is on.
No, no, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. Sir.
Okay, your your uh, your mic was on. That's why I thought you need to say something. Uh, we have done the basic groundwork. Before I start creating the numbers for the charts, I'll take a short break, 15 minutes, and when we come back, we'll complete the rest of the work. Uh, Up to now, anybody wants to make a comment or say something, you're welcome. Or if you have a question, you can ask now.
Can we get a recording of this?
Definitely, there will be a recording. There is a recording is being done, and admin will send you a link to download the recording. And
Thank
I recommend that once you receive the link, that link is not going to be there for a very long time. So I think they put it for a week. So you can download the recording for your future use, and that will become your permanent resource.
Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, the system is running, guys, and the only I'm just switching off my mic just to give my throat some rest, and we'll come back after 15 minutes. But the recording is in progress and system is running. Nobody needs to log off and log in again. So no need to do that. We'll be back in 15 minutes. I'm back, guys. Anyone there?
Yeah, we're here.
Okay, very good. All right, now the next step, we will start creating some visuals for this dashboard. And the very first thing that I want to add here after the dashboard, let's add a sheet. And on this sheet, we will create some numbers for this visual, which is the number of tasks completed and tasks which are not just started and tasks in progress. So let's create that, and let's do the task progress here. Tasks not yet started. Tasks not yet started. Tasks in progress. Progress. Okay. Tasks completed. And remaining total tasks. So this is your on this pivot table. We are going to apply some formulas here in order to get the tasks. First of all, on this dashboard, not yet started are the tasks if the start date of the task, or let's look at the values here. Here, days completed. Now, if I look at those tasks for which days completed are 0, these are the tasks not yet started. So that should give me the tasks which are not started yet. So if I apply a conditional count function, count if, I want to apply this task on this column, which is days completed. And this is the area in which I want to apply this. And the criteria I want to use is that it should be equal to 0. Okay. 11 tasks have not yet started. So there are 11 tasks for which the progress is 0. Now, by the same count, we have to look at the tasks where progress is not 0. But there is another criteria that we want to apply. In progress are those tasks which are not completed. Okay, so there are two things that we have to look at. One, this progress is not 0, which we used here. We said the progress, if the progress is 0, that is not yet started. But if the progress is not 0, but it is less than 100%, only then, or if the number of tasks completed I'm applying this on, if I want to use 100%, I should use on column H, not column G. Let me change this to column H. And that is, the count remains the same. So here I want to apply two conditions. So instead of count if, this time I'm going to use count ifs, because in count ifs, I can apply multiple conditions. So count ifs, and my first area that I want to apply this criteria on is the range. And this is going to be, again, I'm going to use the same column H. This is my range, and the criteria I want to apply, this is not equal to 0. And this is how I define not equal to 0. This is criteria number 1. I'm testing this. Sometimes I have to structure this criteria, but if it doesn't work like that, we'll go to the structuring. And let me complete it, then I might show you the other alternative also. This function is a little tricky to write. Sometimes it works like that. Sometimes I have to restructure. But let's complete the first one. This is our first criteria, first range, and on this the criteria is applied. Now again, the second criteria would also be applied on the same range. And I'm going to say again our H7 to H49. And this time the criteria is 1. It should be less than 1, not 1. Less than 1. Because if it is 1, if it is 1, then it would be completed. I'm just checking if it works. It doesn't work because it needs, because it is telling me here is the mistake. And this is how I'm going to remove that mistake. I'm putting this criteria in quotation marks, and I'm concatenating this number 0. And this also I need to put in quotation marks and concatenate it with 1. Now it is working. This is the formula again, guys. Let me enlarge this a little bit so that we can see on screen. Count ifs, and this is the range. I'm applying my criteria. And first criteria is that it should not be equal to 0. And the second criteria that I'm applying is it should be less than 1. So all tasks which are not equal to 0, and the progress is less than 1. 1 means 100% also. I can put 100% also here if I want to, but 1 works perfectly fine. So if the progress is less than 1 or 100%, and progress is not equal to 0, then all these tasks are in progress and work is going on these tasks. The next completed tasks, I will again use COUNTIF because I want to use single criteria, and I will apply on the same range on column H. And my criteria in this case is 1. It should be equal to 1. And this time I'm making any Next, I will simply concatenate this criteria with 1. Completed tasks are 0. So far, no tasks are completed. How many tasks are remaining? What do you think? How many tasks are remaining? Somebody tell me from this current information that we have, how many tasks are remaining? Guys, we
32.
have, say again,
32, it's in progress. What's remaining?
and not yet started also. 11 are not yet started, plus 32 are in progress. So this is 43
40.
tasks are remaining, right?
Yep.
All right. So now, uh, how many total tasks? Let's put a formula here somewhere, and I can use multiple functions here, but I will simply use count A. This count A, I will apply on any of the tasks. Let's apply it on the tasks column, and that will give us the total number of rows, and that will give us the total tasks, and we will get the number 43. So this is the confirmation that our calculation is correct. 11 tasks are not yet started, 32 in progress, 0 completed. So this is your total tasks progress, and we are now in a position to create our first visual out of this data. We'll create the first visual, and we have task not yet started and tasks completed. If I select this data and insert a chart out of that, the chart I want to create is not in this range, this tree map chart. And this is the chart I want to create. In progress and not yet started. I don't need this legend because it is already written here. And I'm removing the legend. I'm removing the chart title also. I will create my progress separately on the chart and where I want to place it. Let's add some numbers to this. Let's go to format data series, and I want no overlapping. I don't want to add anything. Label options. I don't want banner labels. I want data labels, and I want to insert data labels. So no need. Insert data labels. Giving me the option of data labels. Why? Guys, I lost my connection. I'm back, but admin has to give me the screen access again. Admin, are you there? Can you hear me, guys? Hello?
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Sajjad sir. Can you hear me? I have given you the access. You are the admin and we can see your screen. Hello. Sajjad sir, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you, sir. We have given you the access and we can see your screen.
Okay, very good. Uh, Somehow I was not able to uh, get any response.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, thank you. Okay, all right. If you can hear me, we can continue. All right, guys. Uh, Sorry for the interruption. Uh, I want to add some data labels to this chart, but this is not allowing me to add any select data and format data labels. And I want to bring in the values and I want to remove the category name. This is what I wanted to achieve. And my chart is now complete. I just want, let's format the data labels a bit and make it Arial and 10 and bold. I will take it to my dashboard now. And this is the chart actually, but there are no uh, tasks in progress in this case. So I'll just push it up and I want to cut this chart. I'm not copying, I'm cutting it and I'm going to paste it on my dashboard. And this is the chart and it's too big for for the size of dashboard I have. I'm just putting it as small as I can. I have to put visuals on the same screen. So this should be good enough size. And this is your tasks. So I will type here the tasks and the tasks. Let's increase the size to, let's say 14 maybe, and bold and white. And I'll shift it to the top of the uh, cell edge. And this chart is going right underneath this here. Let's enlarge the size a little bit and make it 10. This is your first visual, but I just want to make it no fill, no outline. Not from here. Sorry. The chart area, main chart, no fill, no outline. So now this is our first visual. The second visual we want to create is the uh, percentage of the charts of the completion, and this percentage of completion would be on this chart. Percentage of completion. We have days completed on this sheet. We have, this is tasks completed. So we'll go to days completed, and these days completed out of the total days required, we can create this. We have total 161 days and total 571 days. So days completed. Let me test one item, one thing only. Alpha, yes, this works. So if I just go to the same data sheet and I go to days completed, what days completed is equal to, and these are the days completed in the dashboard, and total days. That gives you the total number of days, and we have a grand total of this. These are total number of days. You can create the number of days completed, and this is your, I will do it in a column, in this column, percentage completed. Okay, this is 161 divided by 574. So this is 28% completed on this date. Now I can create a donut chart for this, and this is the donut chart I want to create. So let's go to this sheet, create a donut chart, insert. Let me select the data first. Now I need another number here, days remaining. And this remaining would be total days minus the days completed. So this should create my donut, and insert donut. This is the donut we have. I'm removing the chart title and I'm removing the legend edge here. Let's make it square format. It says 3 by 5. Let's make it 3 by 3. This is square. I want to make this donut a little thick. This is very non-appetizing kind of donut. So let's go to format data series, and this donut hole size, I'm going to reduce it to about 55, and that makes this donut more appetizing or interesting looking. And I'm going to take it, before I take it to the dashboard, I want to fill the entire chart area with the donut because I have nothing else to add to this. So let's take this donut chart also to our dashboard. Cut, Control X, and we are back on our dashboard, and we'll paste it here. I want this to be same height as this chart. Format picture, and height is 1.18. If I change it to 1.20 or 1.25, I will change the size of this chart to 2.5 by 2.5, 1.25 by 1.25. This is the same size of the chart that I'm looking at. Okay, let's go to format. Again, no fill, no outline. And I need a title for this chart. And the title is, again, tasks. And there are two ways to add a title. Either I can type in here in the cell, or I can put it in a text box, and I can make it center on the entire chart. Let's make it 14, which I used for the other chart also. Make it white and bold. And this is, I want to show it in the center of this area. If I can do this, I can go to alignment. And if I say horizontal center across selection, and that will create my almost center task. And that's, now I need to put that number percentage here, 44%. So here I am going to insert a shape, and this is the shape I'm going to put in. This is a text box, and inside this text box, I need a number that I've calculated on my sheet 1. This is 28%. This 28%, again, I want this to be Arial and maybe 14 and bold. It's a little bigger for the size. Okay. And let's make it centralized. I think it can take a little bigger than 14, maybe 14. All right. And I want to convert it to white and shape format, no fill, no outline. This is your task. 28% of the tasks are completed. Now the next visual is actual versus budget. How much you have actual and how much budget. So I'm going to go to same sheet and I will say actual expenditure and balance, budget, and total budget. Now, actual expenditure we have in the dash in the pivot table. This actuals column. This grand total we can use as actual expenditure, and you have your balance. Sorry, we need the total budget first, and this total budget is 84 million, and the balance is 84 million minus the actual expenditure. So this is your balance. I want to calculate the percentage. So this is your expenditure divided by total budget, and that's 40% spent. Now this is a good indicator that you can see your day's progress is only 28%, but budget progress is 40%. This might have some meaning for your company, but this is how you can see. Another thing I want to do in this sheet, I'm going to use the same data for this visual also. So let's do that. Instead of this long values, I want to show this 84.3 million and the 37.8 million. This numbers I want to present in I have to do this number twice actually. But let's first create a chart out of this, and I'll let you see why I'm doing this. First, I will create a chart here, and again I'm inserting a donut chart, and this donut chart again I will remove this titles, make it 3 by 3. Actually, I can make it 1.25 by 1.25 because I know what is the size of my final chart. So just to make it similar, I'll make it 1.25 by 1.25, and let's do the format data series and reduce the whole size to 55%, 55%. And this is our chart. Let's do the fill, push it to the maximum size, and on this end also, let's take this chart also to our dashboard. Control X, and our second chart goes into this. Okay. And to make them very well aligned, let's first of all go to Shape Fill, no fill, no outline. And I will select the second chart, and we will align them at the top so that they look symmetrical. Align the top. Of them are aligned at the top, but they are interfering with the title a little bit. So I move both of them little down, and the next one, this is actual versus budget. So this is the title, actual versus budget. And this title, this has to be at the top. Make it 14 and bold and white. So this is your titles, and I will draw another shape, text box again, or I can, instead of drawing this text box, I can just create a replica of this text box. I can capture it. Now it is captured, and I can create a duplicate of this and pull it and place it on this chart. And I have to change the reference. So instead of B13, I'm just trying to change the sheet. It should be B18. So it's changes the formatting. This is what I was trying to achieve, not to change the formatting, but it does. Bold. And this was 14, I think. Okay. So another visual is done. Now we need to do this last visual. For this last visual, I want to use the same data. I'm just making a copy of this. Paste it here. And this is the same data that I have used, but I don't need balance here now. I need the budget and the actual expenditure. Now I need it in reverse order. This is fine like this. But these numbers, I want to change the format. I want this format as 84.3 and 37.8. So this formatting, it's just a formatting trick. I go to custom format, and in custom format, let me see if I have recently used this format. Now I will do that. Custom formatting, delete this format completely. This is what I want here. I want 0. I want hash 0.0. And I'm putting 2 commas, and inside quotation marks, I'm putting an M. What this function is going to do, what this formatting trick is going to do, it will convert all my numbers into millions. And this will show at least uh, 1 million, one number before the decimal, and all other numbers will become post-decimal numbers. And this is the format I'm trying to achieve. 84.3 million and 33.8 million. But the ultimate numbers, underlying numbers, there's no change. It's just a formatting of the numbers. Now let's create the chart. And this is the chart we are trying to create. And actually, this is the 3D column we are creating. And this is what we will achieve. We will remove everything from this chart, and chart title and everything. We are removing all. And now go to formats and series overlap. And there's no gap width. We want 0 gap width or small gap width only. So they become very close to each other. Okay. And the plot area, take it to the full. Change the series fill. This particular, what do you want? The larger one to be read? Okay, let's do the larger one to be read. And that data labels, 84.3 million and 33.8 million. I want to change the color of this bar. So format, shape fill, and change the color. And now they are ready to go to my dashboard. And let's do that. Take them to the dashboard. By the way, you can, if you want, you can do some further gimmickry with this dashboard, with this chart. If I go to shape effects, and if I go to this bevel effect, you can change the bevel effect of this bar. You see this bar now looks different. Let's do with the second bar also. And I will try to create another bevel effect here. This looks like something coming out of the screen, a 3D kind of bar. This looks better. So I'll do the same with the other one. And this bevel effect is a better effect. Let's take them to this should be Arial and 14 or 10, at least 12, and bold, and should be white. And because I'll take it to the dashboard now, Control X, and I will put it here. Okay. Our upper portion of the dashboard is all complete. And I want to make it 1.25 size. Format 1.25. This is your next level of chart. And again, shape no fill, no outline. Okay, this is your chart, guys. Our basic visuals are done. I don't know if I can do this. I want to make an experiment here. I want to select these rows, and I want to create the same kind of bevel effect with these charts. Oh, they do work. I haven't done this before with this donut charts. So let's do it. This looks quite different. It's an amazing feature, right? Okay. These are your charts, guys. Let's do that with this one also. Bevel effect. Now it's not available in this chart. Maybe in this chart it is not available. This is tree map chart, and it's not allowing me to do that. But I'll not waste too much time. This does give it a different look on your dashboard. Now let's test whether these charts respond to your uh, uh, slicers. If I change the slicers, you can see everything is updating according to the uh, numbers. Everything is updating. This is the idea of your uh, uh, interactivity. Whatever you want to test, it works. You have your full action dashboard. I should reduce the size of this uh, chart a little bit because this is going beyond the visual field. So let's move everything uh, slightly. And I will reduce the size of this chart because it is going beyond my visual area. A bit more. That's fine. Now this is clear and our dashboard is complete. Our visuals are all responding to our data changes and our slices are working. Uh, Here, I just want to now create the main area, and this interestingly looks like a big part of my dashboard, but this part of my dashboard is completely dependent on uh, conditional formatting of my data. So we will create the conditional formatting, and this conditional formatting will allow you to show this dates and continuous movement dates and the dates which are creating uh, the colors that you see on the screen. So let's insert the dates and let's try to do this conditional formatting. I hope I can do that, but I think we have enough time to create this magic for the time being. Here I'm kind of tempted to remove this row number 5, because all my tasks, all my charts are finished in row number 4. So why waste this row number 5? So let's remove this 5. And now our main area is squeezed up to row number 4. And that's good enough. We don't need to uh, leave an extra row. So now I want to add the dates here. Now, starting date, I want this to be, I want to start with, I want to create the dates. The function I'm going to use is sequence, and the sequence function will create a set of dates from whatever point I want to start, and it will go all the way up to uh, the date I want to use. I want only one row. This is the first requirement for my sequence function. How many columns I need? I want 31 columns. 31 columns means I want 1 month data actually to be shown in my headings. I want the start date as my, this date is September 11, which is the cell underlying this is the contents of this date are in the cell underlying this. So I want to start from here, E11. No, E1, sorry, not Y11. E1 plus, I want the output of my scroll bar is here. So this I want to use as my entry to, addition to this, and I want only one step at a time. This should give me the dates, but what I want actually, I think I have to bring down the minimum to 0, not 1. But I want to see the date format here, and the format would be, I go to my more number formats, and I want to see the date, and I want to see this 14 March, so 12 September. I need to make this starting point as 0, so that this date should be the same as 11th September, not 12th September. So I go to my scroll bar and format control, and in format control, uh, the minimum value I want is 0. So that should solve my problem. The minimum value now is 0. 11 September, 11 September 23. This is the date. Do we have year? No, we don't have year. I'm going to copy the format, and this is my date sequence. This date sequence. I should try to match this formatting with this. So again, I need the date sequence. Okay. And why I'm trying to do that? Because I want to make it look like a continuation of my pivot table. So again, here are my dates. Although I'm not going to scroll all the way up, but I want to show my my charts in a way that in my visual area, it should look like moving in that direction. The rest of the job I'm going to select from here all the way up to this down. I have to make sure that I go up to 50. I'll go up to 60 actually, because if my data expands, it might need some extra rows. So I'll go up to 60, and from here, I'm starting from here, and I will go all the way up to 11 October, and I'm going to go to 60. Okay, this should be enough. The first thing I want to do, I want to identify the weekends. What are the weekend days in this whole scenario? And those weekend days, I have to put the weekend. I have to go with the formula, conditional formatting, new rule, choose a formula. Now in this formula, what I want uh, two conditions. Weekdays, which is this cell, which is the top one, and this is less than I'm trying to create the formula actually. No. And weekday is K5 and 2, which is greater than 5. Second condition I want is cell B6 is not blank, because if B6 is blank, that means we are in this range, which is beyond the pivot table, and that does not have to have any conditional formatting. So this B6 is not equal to blank. And no, blank. No, and this quotation marks without anything in between is a symbol for blank. And I'm not looking for B6, but B6, not A6. B6, and I need to fix the column reference, but not the row reference, because uh, when it goes down, it should look at the next rows also. And so the column reference should only be locked. And in the first position, the row number should be locked, not the column reference, because when the formula moves across, it should test each column, not only the column K, but it should test the row number 5 only. I think this formula looks correct to me. Now, if this formula is working, I should get a format which is doesn't have to be any font. I need the fill, and I need a pattern. fill effects. No. Colors, pattern. Yeah, this pattern style. I can use this maybe. And I say OK. And OK one more time. And weekdays. Did I miss a bracket? Yes. So in this case, we see 16 and 17 September are weekend days. 23rd and 24th September are weekend days. We have identified the weekends. And my my formatting is stopping where the cell B6, B48, cell B is filled. In the next row, column B is not filled, so there's no formatting in this case. So if I'm not going to go to the slicer, but let's go there. Now you see if it stops at 14, my conditional formatting also stops at 14. So this way, we have created a conditional formatting that is working only in the area where the cells are filled and the numbers are there in column B. This is our first conditional formatting that we have created, and we wanted to identify the weekends first. Now we want this condition to be tested first, and another conditional formatting that we want to create is a continuation of this row. So if this row is the last row of the pivot table, because when we apply the slicer, this last row will move up or down. We want to see the same effect on this same continuation of this, the similar fashion that we have created a continuation of this. So we want to create a continuation in the last row also. So let's do that. If the bottom row, if A6, let's create another conditional formatting. New rule. Again, use a formula. And this time the formula is going to be is equal to, and we are talking about this time A6, because A6 is the number A column, is this column where the grand total is typed. So I'm going to remove this $sign after 6. I just want to test column A. So A6 is equal to, and here I want to test grand total. This grand total, if A6 is grand total, then I will just see the format. I think it looks like this, something like this, or this. This is more like it. So this is the format I want to use. Okay, and okay, and this is the continuation I wanted to create. If I check only project alpha, you see the bottom formatting is continuing like that. And now the next one, I want to add now days completed. Which days are completed? How many days? Let me bring back the entire one. If I say that this cell K6, which is the starting point of our data set, if this K5 is greater than or equal to the start date, which is the start date of this particular task, and this is not one of the weekend days, then we should have a format, we should have a color for this. And the color I want to assign to this days completed, I want to assign is green color. Okay. And days, which is days in progress, task not yet started and days in progress. I'm just thinking how to structure the remaining tasks. Let's add new rule. Days completed. Formula here. We are looking at the days which have our start date is either on this date or after, this date or before. That is the day which has completed yet, and we are going to compare it with the number of days completed. So I'm just making an attempt to write the formula is equal to, I want to put two conditions. So and K5, which is this cell here. And again, I need to test the row number only, not the column. And this should be greater than or equal to D6, which is the start date of the task. And again, in this D6, column D should be locked. A row number should not be locked because it should test the rows underneath there also. Then I will put Workday International because I need to confirm workday.intl D6, which is the start date. Again, it should be only D, which is locked. G6 is the days completed. Again, it should be the column number which should be locked. And 1, because I don't want this to be ending on a weekend. And just to remove this one, I'm removing this one after this. So this will be this one will be neutralized by this one, and I want this to be greater than or equal to K5. And again, I need to remove this lock from K, and 5 should be the locked cell here. Let's change the format to fill this by should be green. Days completed should be green. This green or this green? Let's see. Here. Here are the days completed. If it works up to 20th September. So this is our days completed, and I will have another. We still have time. Is yet to complete. One more formula in conditional formatting. New rule. Use a formula to determine the cell. And in this, I will add again two conditions. And I'm creating this, guys, and I'll explain why I'm creating this. But let me create this functions first, because sometimes I get confused, and I don't want to get confused while I'm doing this. $5 is greater than this number that we created before, Workday International. Workday International D6 only D should be locked. It's not allowing me to. D6 G6 this number of days completed. 1 and the second condition at 6, which is progress, should not be equal to 1. And finally, A5 less than or equal to E6 ending date, and 6 only, not locked. K5 Workday International D6 format. Let's put red for this. This days in progress. We'll stop here, guys. Uh, we will complete the conditional formatting next time. I'm not getting the hang of it right now. We will complete this, and we will move on to the next dashboard next time. I'm not fully getting the formulas right now. I'll send you the file in any case, the blank file and the file that up to now what we have created, and we'll complete this next time, inshallah. Okay. Any comments? Anybody wants to say anything?
So you send us these
Yes.
spreadsheets so that we can examine the formulas and stuff
Yes.
like
Yes.
that. Okay.
I'll send you the spreadsheet, the one I'm working on. I
Yeah.
will save it as instructor file,
Okay.
and we'll send you one blank file also, so that you can see the recording and try to replicate it.
Okay.
And then later on you can compare this progress, your progress, with my sheet. Okay.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank you.
Wycliffe. Yes, Fareed. Your general comment about the way they conducted the session and progress. Farid, you there?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, it was very good. Thank you. But I need um, to study it a little bit more.
Yeah, of course, of course. You need practice,
Yeah,
because practice makes the knowledge permanent.
exactly.
Okay. Yes, Wycliffe, your mic is on. Wycliffe, you want to say something, or your mic is on just for anyone else? Hey, Abhishek?
For me, I enjoyed the lesson. However, I would really like to maybe be receiving the worksheets before so that
Sure.
we
We'll
can
send it.
do together because now it will take me like another 2 hours to recreate this.
Yes, sure. Abhishek? Okay, I think Abhishek, yeah, your comments.
Okay. So I would say this is a great lesson today. I hope to look. I look forward to having this great dashboard completed. Thank
Sure.
you.
Welcome. Okay, guys. That's all for today. We meet again next Saturday, and we'll complete this, and we will have a very interesting dashboard, which is the sales and shipping dashboard. And I created that dashboard. Wycliffe, your mic is on. You want to say something? Farid, your mic is also on. You want to say something?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. Okay, guys. We'll continue next time. We'll complete this and we'll progress to the next one, sales and shipping dashboard. Okay. Good night for today. And good morning to you, Farid. Best of
Thank you. Good morning.
Yes.